All right, so there's this guy called Vintage Values Experience, and he talks about vintage cards, and that's nothing really too crazy. People are getting into cards nowadays because of Logan Paul. Basically it's like gaining popularity. It's hitting that that nostalgic itch, and also Yu-Gi-Oh, at least here in the States, is coming up on its 20th anniversary. The people who grew up with it are starting to invest in it, and also people who didn't grow up with it are starting to invest in it because it's becoming, it's becoming more valuable. But so this guy, that's perfectly sound. But you'll notice that this guy, he goes really crazy with it. He basically is delusional. First off, he's very delusional. He makes these incredibly outlandish claims about the prices of cards, and you'll see. I'll play a couple things. Here, I have like a thing set up. I actually recorded the thing, when I was a bit angrier. Honestly, I get really angry over this shit because I really don't like liars. But liars can change. Liars can admit that they're wrong. They can see new evidence, see if it lines up with their personal view, and then change their mind. That's the sign of a good person. This person is a piece of shit. I had a comment on his video. Now, I actually the first draft of this comment, I wanted to actually explain to him what I'm going to explain to you here, but I decided to be a piece of shit because I was just so angry. I said, my face when vintage cuck uploads another video claiming that the asking price is the market value. Oof, must hurt being this dumb. Next time, go through the sold listings. Actually try to look like you know what you're talking about. Because anyone who knows what they're talking about, anyone who does this thing for a living, goes through the sold listings. So that is what you do. I have bought and sold vintage video games for Sega Saturn, PS1, PS2, all that stuff. And there's this site called Price Charting. Now, I don't know if there's a specific price charting website for TCGs. There should be. But this is a really good resource if you want to get a ballpark estimate of what people are willing to pay for a specific video game, depending on if it's loose, if it's complete, or if it's sealed. They have a really, really good database, and basically what they do is they aggregate all of the sold listings and then they average them out. At least I think that's what they do. But yeah, so you can see this graph here, and you can actually see. So Panzer Dragoon Saga, I actually owned this game, but I had to sell it. And basically, when I sold it, around the time that I was selling it or trying to sell it, it got up to over 1,000. So if you go to the complete in box, so like around here, it exceeded $1,000 for a complete in box copy, but then it shot down. Now, why does that happen? Well, basically, if you raise the price to a certain point where nobody wants to pay, if you get to a certain point where it's so high that the average person who wants the item is not willing to pay that much, then it will go down because people are not selling. And also with an item like this, you have so many copies of it floating around that people are willing to list their item, the one that they have, for a lesser amount of money if it's going to sell. And that's basically what we see here, is that a lot of people were asking a fuck ton of money. And people started listing them for lower, and then those are the ones that sold, and then that was the new price, because that's what people are willing to spend. That is what market value is. What Vintage Values Experience here wants you to believe with his latest video is that that the asking prices, the listing prices for these items are the actual price. And basically he talks about a 25K box of Legend of Blue Eyes. That was up at one point. And then you have two listings for 50K and then you have one listing for over 100K. Now, these listings will not sell, and I'll tell you why. First off, let's actually go to there. Now you'll see that the listing that was 50K now dropped by 5,000. I wonder why that is. I wonder why that happened. Could it be because of the reasoning that I already explained to him multiple times in the comments, but he keeps deleting them because he can't actually combat them? Could it be that people don't want to spend an outrageous price, and that this is not even going to be like the final price? This is not going to be it. It's going to drop more, because I'll tell you why. If we go to the sold listings, this is what an expert does. This is what an actual person who does market analysis does. They go down here, they check this little box here. You'll never see this from this guy. This guy is an absolute fucking lunatic who has no idea what he's talking about. Basically, go to the sold listings, and you'll see there is a box for 22,000 that sold, but it didn't sell for that much. It sold for best offer accepted. Now that basically means that this guy had offers set up, and someone gave him an offer, and he was like, okay, I'm not going to get this price for it. I might as well get this other price for it that I'm being offered, and I'll take it. This did not sell for this much. It is not even this much. Okay, now let's go down a little bit. Okay, now here's one that sold for 19K. All right, now we're getting a ballpark. See, we have 22K up here, so we know it's less than 22K. We go down here, it's 19K. We go down here, it's 17.2K. Sorry, guys. We have 19.5K. So we know that it's hovering around 20,000. That's what people are willing to pay for it. Now, if we go back to these listings here, these are going to sit here for a very long time. I'm gonna be guessing these are gonna sit here for months and months, and they're gonna keep going down in price until it gets to a point where people actually want to pay the price that they're asking. Because 50,000 is not what people are gonna pay for this. It's not gonna happen. I'm sorry. Vintage values, Yu-Gi-Oh! You are not going to. These are not going to shoot all the way to the moon just because someone listed it for that price. Let's actually go to Panzer Dragoon Saga right now. And let's see here. So we got 1.1, 1,000. We got a bid here for 500. A bid here for about 900. A bid here for 660. We got a thing for 1,000. All right. So, okay, this one's not going to sell. This one in 2,000, that's not going to sell at all. Because that's not what any of these, it's not even close to what people are wanting for it. And now we got a combination of all of them, all three of the games in the Panzer Dragoon series for that much. And I don't even think it's worth that much because, you got Panzer Dragoon 1, I think that's about 70. You got Zwei 2, that's about, 120. And then that would make this like 1,200 going by this price, but that's not how much it costs. No, this is not going to sell. This is probably going to be best offered off the site, and people are not willing to pay over 1,000 going by this graph here. It went up to 1,000 and then it dropped because nobody wants to pay that much. So I'm guessing the ones that are going to sell are going to be this 500 one, this 925, 660, maybe this one. Definitely this one. And, all the rest of these, good luck to them, but they're probably not going to sell them. And that's the problem with, buy it now, is that it's going to sit there for a fuck ton of time, and you're just going to be twiddling your dick, it's here's another thing that Vintage Values Yu-Gi-Oh! Wants you to believe. He wants you to believe that investing in cards is like a bank account, a hyper-efficient bank account is what he said. And the problem with that analogy is that it's not a liquid asset. You cannot go to a place that is going to immediately exchange it for the asking price that you want, or for the market value. Because if you go to a place that will give you instant money for an item, that's going to be like a pawn shop, and they're going to lowball you for that. If you want to get a high price, you're going to have to wait a long time, probably even years, to find the right seller. That's why on shows like Pawn Stars. There's Rick and the gang. They always talk about how this is gonna sit here for a long time. I'm taking a huge risk here because it's gonna take a fuck ton of time to sell this thing, to off this thing. I'm not gonna get a return on my investment in a timely manner, and it's just not gonna be. It's just gonna sit here forever. That's why these are sitting here forever. That's why these are going to sit here for a very long time. And I don't know what to tell you, Vintage. I mean, I've tried to reason with you, and I tried to reason with you at first, and then now I'm just braiding you. Now I'm just like, okay, you're just beyond helping. There's nothing that I can say that can snap you out of it, that can snap you back to reality. You are so delusional. And also, he made a video about a Blue Eyes. And in the video, it said that he was the highest bidder when this was around like 46,000. This is particular item right here. Let me see if I can spot it. I think he was... Oh... Wait a minute now. Okay, so this is the one that he... Holy crap, this is so cool. Okay, so this is the price that it was at when he made his video. Okay, so this is going to be non-scripted right now, because this is a really interesting thing. He had zero rating when he bid. So maybe he made a dummy account, and then he bid this much to like, I like to call it poking. I like to poke a price, because it when you poke a price on an auction, it kind of gets other people excited about it. And so that's probably what he did. And you see he made another bid right here, and it says he's not even a registered user. What does that even mean? I never actually heard of that before. What does that mean? Every time I buy something, an issue with order. Dude, this is wacky. I cannot believe... So he wasn't even a real... So, he's a fraud. I mean, this is enough proof. If you go to his video, he's probably going to delete it after this to cover his tracks. But I'm probably going to try to delete, I'm going to try to download the video in case he deletes it, just so that he can't actually hide from this, because this is just embarrassing. Are you... And he said that he was going to buy this. He said that, I'm going to buy this Blue Eyes, by the way. And he never did. He bid on it twice with a fake account, and boom, he lost. And I brought this up to him, and he got so mad he deleted my comment. He got so salty. And he was all like, okay, this card's going to go up to like 200,000. And, I mean, you could probably see where this is kind of weird. So there's not a lot of PSA 10s out there, from what I can see. Okay, and that means that there's not going to be a lot of competition, which means that people are going to be asking for big prices. But if we actually go to this, we see a listing for 60K, right? So that's more than what this was going for. It's more than what this is going for. So that's definitely an increase. But the problem with this is that we don't even know if this is going to sell for that much. We don't actually know. And this is not even a PSA. This is this is a Beckett 9.5 gem mint. Kind of weird. So let's see here. This is an actual PSA 10. But this has sat here for a very long time. When it gets to this point, the only people who are going to buy these are going to be like super, super rich guys. I mean, when it gets to this point, you're going to, good fucking luck trying to find a buyer for this. This is outlandish. This is like, I don't even know what to tell you. This is not going to sell in a timely manner. This is going to sit here for years until you finally find. This kind of reminds me of so there's a Saturn, a Sega Saturn Holy Grail. It's called the It's called the what the fuck is it called? Daytona USA Netlink Edition. It's a very rare game. Let me see if I can find it here. Let me see if there's even a listing. Daytona USA Netlink. Sorry, I'm holding my microphone with one hand here. Oh man. Okay. Yeah, here 17,000. This is sat here. I've seen this here all fucking year. This game right here, this Holy Grail, which is sealed, it's not going anywhere. It's not moving. And the reason why it's not moving is precisely the fact that when it gets to a certain point, regular people who would want to buy this are not going to see this, because regular people shop on eBay. Actual like big people, like super duper fucking, big people, they don't trust eBay, because eBay is kind of doesn't really have that cultural or that that societal trust that like other auction, like traditional auctions have. And so, good fucking luck trying to find a seller for this shit, because I've seen this here for over a year. I'm not fucking joking. And also this one too. I've seen this one on here. These aren't going anywhere because nobody gives a shit. Like, the average person who would collect Saturn are not going to be interested in this price. Especially because of the fact that it's not even a good-looking game. I mean, it's a Netlink game, and basically what they did was they had a mail-in like prize or something. I forget what it was. Basically, you mailed in for this game, and because of that, it is the most rarest game on the it's a sports game too. Like, there's a meme out there that sports games are not that expensive. There's also a really expensive sports game on the PS3. It's like one of the most expensive sports games ever, and also it's the most expensive sports game on the expensive game on the PS3 bar none. But this game, it's just really hard to sell this, and I doubt that this is going to stay at this price. I bet that this guy right here got so many private messages saying, "I will give you this amount for this item," and he has just turned them down because he does not. He just wants to hold on to this idea that this is going to sell for this exorbitant price, when really it's not going to sell for this price. So I don't know what's gonna happen. Basically, yeah. So that is the whole long and short of it. Why I hate this vintage values piece of shit over here, because I've tried to reason with him. I tried to talk with him, telling him that I've delved into nostalgic investments. I've delved into Sega Saturn. I've delved into PS1. I know what how this shit works, and this is not how it works. I mean, if any of those two boxes sells for that price, I will eat my words. I will admit that I'm wrong, because I'm not like this person. If any of those games, sell for, if any of those boxes sell for 50,000, then, I'll admit I'm wrong, because, I'm the bigger man. But if they don't sell, if they go down significantly before they do sell, you will know that Vintage Values Yu-Gi-Oh! Will not admit that he's wrong. He will continue on with this illusion, this lie, that these prices are legit, and it's just sad. So that's just it. I mean, screw this guy, honestly.